Hello and welcome to my June Smart Trading Monthly newsletter. The Aussie market has had a nice pullback and bounce now, so let me share what I've been up to recently in the market. But before we get started, I just need to remind you that I'm not licensed to provide any personal investment advice. This video and all the charts and trades I share are for illustrative purposes only, and I'm just showing you how I view the current market and sharing this with you. So let's head on over to Metastock and see what's been happening out there in the market. On the screen here is the ASX 200. So the ASX 200 has had that nice pullback that I mentioned. It's risen up towards the 6,000 level, which I would like to see it break sometime soon to know that this uptrend still is in play. Last time it tested it was back here at the start of 2015 before it dropped right back. But we are managing to hold an upward trend, and it's had a pullback and it's holding this 5,600 support level very nicely. If we go to the daily chart, you will see that fallback and the bounce that we're having right now. So time will tell if we've got enough power to push higher beyond this 6,000 level and make new highs again. With other world markets making new highs, like the US markets, let's have a look at that chart there. There's the S&P 500 and still continuing to push ahead. This is a weekly chart and you can see those new highs and the strength continuing in that market. If I go to the daily chart, you can see how it sort of paused for a little bit of time around this 2,400 level, then it pushed through. So still very healthy. So let me update you on some of the trades I've shared in my previous newsletters with you. As you know, I trade two systems. So just to confirm the systems again, I've got my long-term weekly system, which is my long-only share trading system, and it aims to hold shares anywhere from a few months to a few years. And its goal is to capitalize on those long-term trending shares, and I do that by pyramiding and building into the trades that continue to do well. The ones that don't do well, I cut and I'm out of, and I'll build into the ones that are trending for that longer term. And I'll show you a couple of those in this video update today. My medium-term daily system trades both long and short in direction and focuses on holding CFDs, and that can hold CFD trades anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. And I teach all these trading strategies plus share my entire trading plan in the Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course that I have available. So let's head back over to Metastock and let me show you some trades. So last newsletter video, I shared with you a short trade I had open on James Hardie. This one had had quite a significant fall, and with the ASX market pulling back, there was quite a number of short trades starting to build up. I entered into this one, and it fell quite nicely, but then started to bounce up and was heading near my time stop. So I'll hold things for a certain amount of time, but if my stop loss hasn't gotten to break even within a set time frame, I'm out of that trade. But in this trade, this share did pay a dividend. So I want to bring that up as a topic, because if a share is going ex-dividend, obviously if you're long in a share, you will receive that dividend. If it's a share, you will also get a franking credit. If it's a CFD, you just get the dividend amount into your account on the ex-dividend day. A share, you'll get it on the payday. Now, this was a CFD trade and I was short on this one. So when I'm short, that means I have to pay out a dividend if I have that trade open. So that money will come out of my account. The franking credits don't matter. It doesn't get taken into account with CFDs, but it does for shares. So this was one that I had to pay out a dividend on, and if I ever pay out a dividend, I will tighten my stop loss up by the dividend amount. Likewise, if I'm long a trade and I'm receiving a dividend, I also widen my stop loss up because I'm getting that money in my account, and I'll also show you how I do that. So this is one that I had tightened my stop loss up by the dividend amount, but the share still was now moving up, no longer looking weak on the short side. And usually what I like to see happen when a share goes ex-dividend is for there to be a gap and for more downward momentum to be driven into the stock. And in this case, this didn't happen. And the share actually filled its dividend gap, which is on the 7th of June. So the 7th of June was here. That's the dividend gap in there. and it filled it very quickly, which was showing strength rather than weakness. So I took a small loss on this trade, held it for all of 27 trade days. It had a 5% margin on it, so it was a negative 77% loss on the margin. Based on the total trade size, it's a negative 4%. And it was a half R loss on that one. So I go into a trade and I'm willing to lose 1R, which is 1% of my trading capital. That doesn't mean I buy 1%. That's how I position size my trade accordingly. And my goal is to make sure I don't lose more than 1R on any one trade. If my stop loss moves throughout that trade, then I will keep those losses small. And my whole goal is to keep the losses small and to capitalize on the winning trades. And I'll show you how I do that as well. So moving on to the next trade, National Australia Bank. This was a long-term weekly trade that I shared with you back, I think, in my February newsletter video. I bought into this one when it broke to new highs, came up in my scan. You can see the arrows there. Every time there's an arrow on the chart, it would have come up in my scan that week. Liked what I saw, moved beautifully, even paid a dividend. And when a share pays a dividend and I'm in a share, I will widen my stop loss up. Now, as this is a share trade, I also get the franking credit. So I widen it up based on the share trade and the franking credit because the share will gap down on that day and I don't want to be stopped out. So if we go to the daily chart and we look at the 16th of May, this was the dividend gap in here. Now, in this case, this actually drove more downward momentum into the stock and it continued to fall, unlike the other trade that I shared with you. So this one didn't stay healthy and wasn't able to fill its gap, and my stop loss was hit. So it ended up being a break-even trade with a dividend and franking credit that was received on that trade. So sometimes those weekly trades won't last as long, but other times they will. And if they do, I might get the opportunity to add and build into a trade. And I'll show you a share that I've done that on in a moment. So another trade that I shared with you in my last month's newsletter video was this one here. This is a daily system CFD trade, and I bought into this on the 24th of May. It's currently still open and running, and my stop loss has moved beyond break even, so there's no time stop action I need to take on this one, and I'm happy to keep this one open and running and see what pans out with it. So that trade is still going, and I'll keep you updated next month on this one. Now, just to show you how I would add to a trade. This is a trade that I've also shared with you previously. I entered into it on the 23rd of March. When it broke out and came up in my report of my trading scan, it has moved beautifully and my pyramid window has now opened. So based on my trading plan rules, that means I can buy more. So I have bought in and bought more of this share. And with the shares that go well, I want to keep on building on them and buying more as they go. My goal is to build a bigger position and hold for the longer term. The ones that don't do well, I will cut and keep my losses small. So I want to capitalize on the ones that are doing well. And this is one of those ones. And I have already shared this trade with you previously and I'll keep you updated. It is a long-term weekly trade, so it's one of my strategies with my weekly long-term system. Another long-term weekly trade I have open is this one. This one I entered back into last year on the 21st of December, and it moved beautifully. Then built up some nice support here, and my gate was open to pyramid. So when I could see it holding this support level, I bought back into it and I've added to that position. Now if it manages to move beyond $5, I can pyramid into this one again. So that's what my plan is with this one, and I will build into this one with another position if it moves higher beyond that $5. So I'll build into it with 3 positions. And my goal is to keep on holding that one while it continues to trend. And I have already received a dividend on this one in this trend so far. So that's an update on a couple of my trades. Some of my daily system trades, a short trade, a long trade, and a couple of weekly system trades. And you can really see what my goal is with those weekly system trades, is to build on them and hold them for that longer term. Sometimes I won't hold them for the longer term because my stop is simply hit, and I'll cut those ones and get rid of them. So not only do I have my long-term weekly system that builds on trades as they progress, and I cut the ones that don't, My plan is to build up a nice portfolio of shares that I just continue holding for as long as they're healthy for. And the medium term system is my swing trading system. It only takes small chunks of an already trending share. It won't keep me in that long term trend, but it'll also trade the downward moves as well. Now, I can't stress enough how important it is to have a trading plan. So if you don't have a trading plan, then check out my book Smart Trading Plans. It's a step-by-step guide and it will help you develop your own personal trading plan. But if you're struggling to develop your own personal trading plan and you need some guidance and you like my video because this is how I teach people and you like my trading strategies, then I've got that Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course available where I share my personal trading plan in that course. And if you haven't been to my website before, go and check it out. And I've also got a free special report that will give you the top 10 mistakes that new traders make. And if you sign up to that free special report, you will receive an email once a month when I do release my monthly newsletter with a short video update. I share a lot more with my Smart Trading Mastermind members. They get a half an hour video update every month from me sharing all my trades. And they're the ones that I continue to support. They've all been through my mentor program and I want to continue to support them in their trading journey through the mentor program and after the mentor program, because I believe that it's very important to support people along the way, especially in that first year of trading. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My contact details are in the Contact Us area of my website. Goodbye for now.